Alright, guys. So today I'm working on a PS5. This is a first gen model. So this issue we have, it's with the HDMI port. It's dodgy. It's faulty. What I'll do, I'll put the I'll put the image. I took the image from my phone. I'll put the image on the screen. It should be displaying like now. So um, yeah, that's just how bad it is. And my task for the day, I just wanna swap out the HDMI port, and then we take it from there. Uh, I'm not gonna do a video of how to open it and all that. The next part is gonna be with the console that's fully disassembled. Okay, okay. So now the motherboard is out now. The HDMI port is here. Luckily enough, I don't see any damages on the port itself. You can see there's no track damages there. Um, I'll try to bring the camera closer to the work I'm doing, but it's in my port there. Let's see if I do this, and I switch off the flashlight. Okay, I think that's a bit better. Okay, so there's the port there. This is the port where my finger is. Okay, that's some light from another angle. Yeah. So what I want to do, I will remove this port and I'll install a new port. I have new ones here. Let me see. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I have some new ports here. So I'll install it, and then from there, I remove this old one and install the new one, and then we can test afterwards. Oh, by the way, yeah, forgot to say PS5 have a lot of screws, and my drill went flat. It is kind of sucks, so I have to do the rest of the screws by hand. But the drill's on charge now, so hopefully I can assemble back with the drill. Should be able to just assemble it back with the drill. So I remove it. So I'll add some solder on the pins. Do something else. So I'll add some solder around there on the pins there, and I'll add some solder onto the anchor points from back and front. So I'll do that on camera quickly. Just applying some flux now to it. Side of the board. Same thing. Just waiting for solder now to heat up a bit. So the trick is with soldering iron, or with solder, or desoldering anything. Screwdriver away. Okay, just spin the board around now. So basically there's a board. Just gonna add some solder into it. So I added some solder on all the points where there is existing solder from the factory. And with this, adjust the light a bit. With that, apply some more flux. So So with that I should be able to get it off much quicker, much faster. The trick is to get it off quick enough and with the least amount of heat, but obviously, yeah, not too little heat as well, otherwise you spend too much time and other things starts burning on the board. Yeah, so what I always do, keep the board facing down. I let the anchor point sit on the upside of the board, like facing up, and I blow down towards the motherboard. Um, I could do it other way around, but that way I can never see um, if the shoulder is really mounted, and I can kind of support it with soldering and like touching just the 4 points, so it can actually drop down. You can drop out without any track damages and horrible things like this. Okay, cool. There we go. What I always do, apply some solder onto the points as well. Let it start moving down, then start dropping. So keep the heat onto it. There we go. That's off. This is neatly off. No track damages. If this was a working board or what dead board with a working board, I can actually just use this board onto another console. That's how neatly I removed it. That one side. Okay. So now we'll just prep this side here of the board. Prepping the 2 points here, the anchor points. Let's add the same with this. And apply some solder onto the points where the portlets are gone to it. So it's fresh leaded solder. So now I can see I apply some solder onto the board. Actually to clean it with alcohol and put some fresh flux onto it as well. Not okay. The other side as well. Okay. Now it's time to prepare the HDMI port. So one ready. One more left of that packet. So let's see if I can get closer. So what I'll do now, I'll add some solder onto the points. Basically thinning it, what you will call thinning it. So when it drops in, the solder on the motherboard and the solder on the points will just take, will just like, how can I say, like easily melt together without any struggle. The trick is to get this thing easy as possible, otherwise it's just a mess and start burning other things. So now I'm just going to tin all the points here. This is a very important step, guys. You can almost say I'm giving like industry tips away, but that's fine. What I want to say now, this is, if you want to attempt this on your own, then do it at your own risk. This is not the educational video, this is just a video to show like, okay, this is what I can do. And this is all my tips and tricks I'm using. If you wanna use it, you can use it. If you fail or anything, don't blame me. Yeah, anchor the board down, put some weight onto it, and then just heat it up. Good thing. So now I will see I'm doing it from other way around. Oh, I need to add flux to it. Did I add? Yeah. Okay. Very important. I need to add flux, top and bottom. So keep the board close by. So what I always do, I first heat up the board, make sure the salt's not melting, and then I take the board and just put it in basically. This time around I can use it, I can even go from top if I want to. This is only preparing the motherboard. That's all I'm doing. Oh, preheating the board before I put the board in. So go down from bottom. Obviously when I start putting the port in, I'm gonna hold it from bottom because I need to put the port in from top. Gonna have the heat on top, my heat gun on top. Looks like it's about ready. Sorry guys, my nose is itching. Already it starts to melt. Silver is starting to melt. Cool guys, you see the port. I don't know if you can actually see it, I don't know the quality of my cameras, but the port just went in nicely. Someone's holding it there, pressing it down. Hold a bit longer. Cool, that's about it. Yeah, obviously you want to get it in properly, so I let it go in and then still keep it there so everything can sit nicely. And yeah, so now it's just cooling off. So basically, if you didn't prep the HDMI port pins, that can be actually something else. It can actually cause something the pins not to connect. So now I have a bigger chance of it connecting straight away by just it dropping into place now. Okay, just give it some moments so to cool up a bit. So now I'm just gonna check with my cell phone. I'm gonna make a video. I'll add it in. Let's check the soldering work. So video. Just using it as like a camera. I'll take a camera, a magnifying glass. So I'm using my cell phone as a magnifying glass. So now I'm gonna zoom into the board. It looks all sorted, all sitting well, all soldered in. So from here I'm just gonna clean with the alcohol and then switch on the console from here. Okay guys, it's time for testing. The HDMI port is it's mounted, so it's just all put together. So just in a way, so I can test. I can't test for super long. You can see the fan is not in, so just to get the picture on. So it's on my monitor and on the capture card as well. So just gonna power it on and see if it's all good. Okay, blue light there. Cool. There we get our Sony logo. Yeah, so that means the the port is mounted successfully. It's all good and well. Yep. Cool. Thank you for watching.